Hello, dear students. I am Priyadarshini, your English teacher for class 8th. Dear students, today we are going to read a beautiful war story, The Best Christmas Present in the World, written by Michelle Markovo. Dear students, this story is based on a real incident that took place during the World War I in 1914. It so happened that two enemies had voluntarily stopped the war and celebrated Christmas in the no man's land. Who were these soldiers? What was the best present in the world? Are wars really necessary? What do the soldiers of any country feel about war? All these questions will be answered in this chapter. Chapter number 1, The Best Christmas Present in the World, on page number 9 in your English textbook. Let's start reading the chapter, dear students. Chapter 1, The Best Christmas Present in the World. Come to the first paragraph. Dear students, I am reading the paragraph, and as I read, I will explain it to you. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport. A roll top desk. The man said it was early 19th century and oak. I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. See, students, the author has come to a junk shop. Junk shop is a place where we get old things sold by other people, the things that they don't require or they are not usable enough, and they are sold in a junk shop, and they can be bought also from there, but you will have to pay a little price than you pay for new things. So here the author has spotted means he saw a roll top desk. What is a roll top desk? It is a writing desk which has a cover, it could be opened and shut. It has a roll top. So the author has seen this desk, and he has inquired about it to the man in the junk shop. The man told him that that desk was made in early 19th century, and specially it was made of oak. Oak is an expensive wood, students. It is a very fine quality wood, and that is why the furniture made from oak is very expensive. And that is what the writer is saying, that he wanted one old roll top desk made of oak, but they were far too expensive. Now, what about this desk? This one was in a bad condition, the roll top in several pieces. One leg clumsily mended, scotch marks all down one side. It was going for very little money. So, what is the condition of this roll top desk? This top desk is not in a very good shape, it is in a bad condition. The roll top, the shutter that is used for closing and opening the desk, is broken in several parts, and one of the legs of that desk is not mended properly. It is not mended. Mended means repaired neatly. It was mended clumsily. That shows that it could give up. The mending could give up any time, and it might fall down. Scotch marks. Scotch marks are burnt marks. On that, the writer noticed scotch marks on one side all over the desk. So it was going for very little money, and that is why this poor condition of this roll top desk was a reason why it was being sold for a very little money. Going for very little money means being sold for very little money. I thought I could restore it. So a thought came to the writer's mind that he could take it home and he could repair it. He will pay little money for the for buying the roll top desk, and he could put in some little more money to get it repaired, and he was sure that he could use it if he could repair that. But the problem was that it would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. So, what was the problem with the roll top desk? The roll top desk was actually in such a condition that there was no guarantee that it would get repaired, and buying such a thing was actually a risk or a challenge, because it could waste the money in case it was out of repair, means it was unrepairable, because few things have become so delicate, or they become go to such a condition that while repairing also they may give up, it might break further. So the money might get wasted, but the writer said that he had it in mind that he was going to have it. He had to have it means he was going to have it after all. So I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. Dear students, garage is a place near the house, attached to the house, or within a compound of a person, where we keep our personal cars, and sometimes also there is a workroom attached to that garage. What is a workroom? Workroom is a place where you might have different kind of tools like hammer, chisels, screwdrivers, and so many other tools are required to repair things. Plumbers might have their own things, mechanics might have their own tools, tailors might have their own tools to repair their machines. And some people are really so good that they can repair almost many things at home. So he took that desk to his workroom because he was going to repair it himself. I began work on it. Working on it means he started repairing it on Christmas Eve. Dear students, Christmas Eve is the evening on 24th December. That is called Christmas Eve because next day, that is 25th December, there is Christmas. I removed the roll top completely and pulled out the drawers. Now, what is the first thing that the writer did? He removed the roll top because the roll top had actually broken in pieces. It was good for nothing. And secondly, he pulled out the drawers. There were drawers inside that desk, and he pulled them out. The veneer had lifted almost everywhere. What is veneer? Veneer is a thin decorative sheet that is stuck with an adhesive like Fevicol or some other adhesive on a cheap wood to make it look attractive and beautiful. But if these things come in contact with water, they might come out. Like you might have seen old doors in your houses that the top layer has come out, and if you try to pull it, it might come out, and under that you will see your cheap wood is covered under that sheet. So what did the writer notice? He saw that the veneer had come out from all sides and it looked like water damage to me. So the author guessed that it was due to water, and obviously it is water only. If water wood comes in contact with water, the top layer, if it is stuck with an adhesive, it will surely come out. Both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this desk, but it was not alone water, it was fire also had taken toll, means had damaged this desk. So it may be that the roll top desk had been in fire sometime ago before it came to the junk shop, or that could be the only reason why the roll top desk had been sold in the junk shop. The last drawer stuck fast. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. The author was trying to be gentle with the desk because the desk was old enough and quite in a bad condition to putting more force on it could rather break it than repairing it. But the problem was there that there was a desk, the desk was having a drawer that was stuck very fast, and he could remove the other desk easily, but this particular drawer was stuck so fast that it was difficult for him to remove until he was trying to remove it gently. So ultimately, what did he do? I tried all I could to ease it out gently. At the end, I used brute force. So ultimately, he knew now the gentle force was of no good, so he used brute force. Brute means something that lacks kindness or mercy, merciless. So he just pulled it out with great force. How did he do that? I struck it sharply uh, with my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath a secret drawer. So the writer, he hit it with his fist very strongly, and that's how the drawer was opened. And when the drawer opened, it revealed means it showed a shallow space underneath, and there was a shallow space, and underneath that drawer there was one more secret drawer. There was something there, and in that drawer there was, in that secret drawer, he saw something. I reached in and took out a small black tin sellotape. To the top of it was a piece of lined note paper and written on it in shaky handwriting, Jim's last letter received January 25, 1950. Dear students, you can see that the author is saying that there was a secret drawer inside that last drawer which was stuck so fast and he had to open it with great force. He found that inside that drawer there was a secret drawer in a shallow space, means it was not easy to put your hands in it, so he had to reach out. When you try to reach out something, means you try to get your hands upon it with great difficulty. And he took out a small tin black box, and on that box was sellotape, and on that sellotape there was a piece of lined note paper. Lined means the paper was not plain paper. It had lines on that, and something was written on it with shaky handwriting. Somebody's handwriting, shaky handwriting is a handwriting that has been written with shaky hands. Maybe a old person or person who is not well or weak, having not strength enough to hold the pen, might have written that note. And what was that note? Jim's last letter. Can you imagine Jim's last letter? So there can be so many meanings to this particular word. Jim's last letter means that Jim has not sent any letter after that, or maybe Jim had lost somewhere and nobody knew where Jim was. So there could be so many meanings of this word. Jim's last letter received January 25, 1950. That means there were no letters received by the receiver after 25 January. To be buried with me. Now this was very sad. To be buried with me when time comes, when a person is buried, when a person dies. So it was actually a very sad thing to read that somebody wanted that letter to be buried. Means that shows that the receiver was having so much value for that letter. He loved that letter so much that he wanted it to go with, he or she wanted the letter to go with them in the grave as well. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples. It usually does. Dear students, the writer is saying that he was knowing that it was wrong to open somebody's box and check somebody's letter, and he had scruples is that feeling where you know that you shouldn't open anybody's messages, you should not hear somebody's conversation secretly, you should not peep into a closed door. These kinds of actions are bad things, and when we know these things and we try to avoid ourselves from doing such things, such a feeling is called scruples. But at the same time, when you are curious, it is 100% sure that if you are curious about something, your scruples is not going to stop you. That means they got better of my scruples, means the curiosity got better of my scruples, means the curiosity of the writer to know what was in that letter or what was inside that box was more than the scruples that he had. And he tells the readers that it is usually does what usually does that scruples are always overtaken by curiosity. If a person becomes curious once, nothing is going to stop him from trying to know about it. So inside the box there was an envelope. The address read Mrs. Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Beaches, Bridport, Dorset. You see, the address is also from Bridport, where the junk shop was, where the author had gone. That place was also Bridport. So it was from somewhere that area only. And it is given, it is addressed to Mrs. Jim Macpherson. Now see, the letter is from Jim and this is Mrs. Jim. So from this we know that Jim and Mrs. Jim Macpherson are husband and wife, and it has been sent to the address Copper Beaches. I took out the letter and unfolded it. Unfolding something is opening something. Opening a folded piece of paper or cloth is called unfolding. It was written in pencil and dated at the top December 26, 1914. The letter was written in pencil and the date on the top of that letter was 26 December 1914. Dear students, you remember the date when the letter was received. It was received on 25th January 1915 and return date was 26 1914, a 1 month's gap. So what might have happened within that 1 month that became the last letter from Jim? We must find it out in our chapter later on. So now let's revise our paragraphs. What did we read in these two paragraphs? We saw that the author has gone to a junk shop. He found a roll top desk which had been damaged by water and fire at the same time. It was in a bad condition. The author brought it home. He liked it because it was made of oak and he always wanted one oak roll top desk, and that is why he brought it somehow, and he was trying to repair it. He took out the things that were not wanted on it, and he also tried to, like, he tried to remove, pulled out the roll top because it was broken all over, and there were few drawers in that desk. He removed those drawers out of the desk, but there was one last drawer that was not coming out. It was tightly struck into the desk, and the author used great force to open that drawer. And when he opened that drawer, he was surprised to see that inside that drawer there was another secret drawer underneath a shallow place. A very shallow place was there, and means hardly you can use it, is not easy to reach under that space. It was in such a space that secret drawer was lying, and in that secret drawer he saw one black tin box. It was sellotaped and a note was written on that. What was that note? It was a very sad note. It was written that that letter was received by the receiver on 25th January 1915, and that letter should be buried with the receiver after when the time comes. So here, dear students, that is it. And the writer read these things, and then later on, when he read this note, he felt very curious to know what was in that box, and he kept away his scruples for knowing about it, and he opened that box and he saw that there was one envelope inside that addressing to Mrs. Jim Macpherson, the wife of the writer, and the date on that letter was December 26, 1914. So now children, look at the comprehension sheet. What did the author find in a junk shop? You know very well, he found a, yes, exactly, that was a roll top desk made of oak. What did he find in a secret drawer? He found, yeah, just find out. He found out a black tin box, sellotape with a note on it. And what do you think? What do you think? Who do you think put it in there? Yeah, obviously, now we know that it was Mrs. Jim Macpherson. She was the person who received it, and because Jim had written, so obviously it should be to the wife only. So it is for sure that the wife had put that letter inside that drawer. Thank you, students. We will see the next part of this chapter in the next clip.